So I thought this was like pretty good. This is what would James Hetfield and Robert Trujillo be doing if Metallica didn't exist?
Okay.
In an episode of the Metallica Report. Now Metallica has their own podcast.
Yeah,
So,
of course. Everyone's got one.
Yeah. The podcast offering weekly insider updates on all things Metallica. Metallica frontman James Hetfield and bassist Robert Trujillo answered a couple of listener questions addressing their influences, inspiration, and where life might have taken them if they weren't in Metallica. Asked by a fan from Denmark what they would be doing if they didn't play in Metallica and Metallica didn't exist, Trujillo answered, "What would we be doing? Well, what would I be doing? Oh man, it's a good question. I would probably continue to play music. I love songwriting, so I always write songs, even just for fun. It's something that I do, so maybe I get into songwriting, become an independent songwriter, maybe get into production. The other thing that I actually originally started to do, my first job was in construction, so I always thought that maybe I'd become a contractor. I think that my skills as an organizer and a coordinator could help. I don't like the kind of heavy lifting things anymore. Back in the day, I could lift a couple sheets of drywall, no problem. Up 3 flights of stairs. I did drywall. I did hardwood floors for a long time. Learning that stuff was great because now if I see a fixer-upper property or a house, I'm not afraid of it. I always see the potential of it because I've done that on my own and experienced that. So I'm not afraid to remodel or rebuild. I'd probably be a contractor or something in the trades, a tradesman of sorts. Thoughts?
That sounds...
I have thoughts on what I think Hetfield's going to do, but
he's up next.
I think Trujillo is, suits him.
You think it's they're trying to say that they're going to get away from making albums and start making other people's albums?
No, I mean, it's cool.
Have they ever written their own stuff, anyways?
Yeah,
Dave Mustaine wrote it all. I forgot about that.
It sounds like he's being pretty humble here, though, because I feel like Robert Trujillo is a super talented bass player, and he would have found his way.
Yeah.
Like, he was already in Suicidal and
Ozzy,
Infectious Grooves. Yeah, Ozzy.
They literally started Infectious Grooves for him. Like, the Suicidal guys. They're like, yo, we need to, like, do a funk band so you can really show off. You know?
But this also says a lot about him, too. Like, he understands real life. You know, it's not like he grew up a rock star. Like, he knows what it's like to hustle and
work for a
real job. And and I respect
what do you
that.
think? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, this is like one of her favorite bands, so I just thought maybe she might have something to say about it.
Don't put her under pressure, Eric.
Oh, okay.
It's her first time on the show. For his part, Hetfield said, "I'd be trying to form Metallica still, probably still out there looking for a Lars somewhere, or I would really be involved in bands. I'd be roading or working in the studio."
Hold on. They have to tell us who Lars is here.
Yeah.
Well, which Lars do you mean? Oh, Ulrich, Metallica.
Ulrich.
Ulrich, Metallica.
There's so many Lars. I know.
I totally just glossed over that. I'm glad you pointed that out. They're like, yes,
drummer.
What other Lars could he be referring to?
Especially if you're reading a Metallica post on the Metallica podcast.
Yeah, I think you probably have a pretty good idea. Well, they're just doing their due diligence. Let's give them a little credit. Some rando might be reading this. Who's Metallica? Oh, this is interesting. I'd be roading or working in the studio, hopefully helping make music somehow, or graphic design. I love graphic. That's interesting. James Hetfield, graphic design.
Yeah.
I love graphics. I love doing artwork. I also like doing trade stuff, craftsmanship with wood, with metal, building stuff. Maybe it would have turned to something too, but music is a gift I've been given, so I'd still be trying to kick some doors down and get into it somehow. I like that. I like that attitude.
I would have guessed it would have been something with the outdoors because he's such a big hunter and stuff like that.
Hunter fisherman.
I thought
like a beekeeper or something.
A beekeeper.
Yeah, I remember watching him on Joe Rogan, and he talked about bees with him for like an hour and a half, and I was like, all right.
Really?
Yeah, he has an episode with. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Maybe that newest album of theirs is like the colors are black and yellow, so maybe it's low key like a concept.
Bumblebee.
72 seasons could be like a beekeeping thing.
Bumblebee concept.
Metallica has put out some B-sides before.
Oh, now we're talking.
That Load album, the new Load thing, have you read about that they just put out?
The 10-pound box set?
Yeah, there's like
it's literally they're advertising it. Yeah, it's 10 pounds.
Because there's like 200 new unreleased songs or something on it.
No, I think it's like mostly demos and stuff.
Okay.
Like versions and demos and all that.
But there is some new shit, like some like unreleased. Yeah, because I heard a song on one of their social media channels where I was like, oh wow, I've never heard that before. That's cool.
Because I checked that out. I wasn't gonna drop like $300 on some 10 pounds of Load.
Someone will rip it somewhere.
I think they'll put a lot of the unreleased stuff up on Spotify too, but
yeah,
or like to promote the box set so people will go buy it. But anyway, I thought that was a feel good story. It kind of shows like Metallica is such a working class type of band. I would love to hear other bands answer that question. Like, what would Axl Rose say? You know what I mean? Or Billy Corgan or Dave Mustaine.
Yeah.
The limited edition deluxe numbered box set of Load includes LP and CD. Mama said picture disc. 15 CDs, 4 DVDs. Crazy.
Yeah, 15 CDs.
15 CDs for.
They weren't kidding when they called it a load.
Yeah.
Yeah. A reload.
Yeah.
So if they remaster Reload and release it, is it going to be a reload?
Reload?
A reload?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm going to say it, like, I'm not the biggest fan of Load. But I really like the logo, with like the ninja star and that kind of like
where they put the M's together.
Yeah, that and like
that's really cool.
Just the font and stuff. I've always loved that font of Metallica's.
Yeah, it's almost like they like simplified it. It's almost like Apple. They Appled it. They like simplified it for the new era. It's like less, it has less corners. I guess it's like they simplified it kind of
less 80s maybe.
Yeah. It's less thrash metal because they had graduated at that point to becoming to the mainstream kind of like into the mainstream really. Yeah. Like at that point they were like they were part of the establishment. They became part of a truly established act. I mean, they always were, but in the underground, but
It comes with a pack of 14, how do you pronounce this? Rorschach test cards?
Yeah. You know what?
What does that have to do with Load?
My question is it going to have a copy of Slave to the Grind in it?
We're going to talk about that in just a minute. But before we move on, I wanted to say...
Eric was trying to transition.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to say, I think like listening to them say, both of them said to some extent they would still be doing music. And I think like when you listen to James's response, it's like, that's why he's successful. You know what I mean? As a musician, because he's like, they're like, what would you do if you weren't? He's like, dude, I'd be doing music. Like I'd be trying to do. If Metallica didn't exist, I'd be trying to do music still with someone else.
Yep.